Here we start, at Gonzaga University, a place filled with eligible voters that could have a serious impact upon Washington, D.C. if we just took a few minutes to register and vote and realize the importance of voting. It's so incredibly easy. There's no excuse not to vote. Every vote matters.
Are you currently registered to vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Yes, I'm registered to vote.
No.
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 Not yet, but I'm planning to register over winter break because I want to participate in the upcoming election.
We found that in our survey results, 55% of students in this class are registered to vote, and 45% are not registered.
Why or why not?
Because it's important to at least be informed about what the elections are about.
Because I want a voice in political matters.
Because I just haven't gotten around to it.
Because I'm exercising my rights as a citizen and who has a voice who can determine my own future.
Because I haven't gotten around to it.
What percentage of college students do you think are registered to vote?
Probably like 13%.
I would guess about 20%.
I'd say maybe 20%. I don't think it's very high.
30?
I think 35%. I would say like 40%.
I'd say about 45%.
I'd hope all of them when they turned 18. That's what I did.
We found that most people think a lot more college students are registered to vote. The most common answers were 60%, 70%, and even 80% of college students are registered to vote. But according to Civic Youth, only 19.9% of 18 to 29-year-olds cast ballots in the last election. This was the lowest youth turnout rate ever recorded in a federal election. We're seeing a serious decline in the amount of college students voting. But we all realize the importance of our vote, so why aren't we voting?
Do you think your vote matters?
Yes.
Yeah, I think my vote matters. I think everyone's vote matters.
My vote does matter in a really unsubstantial way because the representatives ultimately get the choice, but yeah, I think it could help.
Yeah, I do.
Why?
Because our age group needs to be represented, and if we don't vote, then we won't get things changed for how we want them to be changed.
No.
Why?
Because in the state I live in, it's dominated by a certain political party, and I am of the opposite party.
On the small scale, like in the state, like the electoral colleges, but not on the grand scale, like the whole country.
When we asked you all if you think your vote matters, 81% of you said yes. We are all aware that it is important to vote, but why aren't we? Why don't we take elections seriously? It is so easy to register to vote, and yet we still don't make it a priority.
Now we're going to give you a tutorial on registering how to vote.
Your web browser, How to Register to Vote, Washington, and click on the link that says www.sos.washington.gov. And then you will click the blue Start New Registration button. It will ask you the question, are you a citizen of the United States of America? And you answer this very difficult question by clicking the yes or no button. If yes, your next question will have to do with a lot of math, and you will either click yes or no. Now, this is where your brain really needs to work. You must fill out your information, and then you will choose your gender, male or female. Then you will scroll down the page and click your month of birth, day, and year, so your birth date. So after you type in your driver's license ID number, and after you have put all that in, you will look at blurry pictures of letters and or numbers for security check, and then you will click the continue button. And finally, you are registered to vote. Now that wasn't too bad, was it? It is so simple to register in the state of Washington, and it doesn't take that much time out of your day. It is so easy to vote and takes barely any time. The issues surrounding us will affect us for the rest of our lives, so we can't stand by idly. We are also unaware of the impact of our votes.
College students tend not to vote because they feel that their votes do not matter and or that the issues most likely will not affect them anyways. When we look at issues such as the wage gap, we see a different picture. In our day and age, women make 79 cents to the dollar a man makes, on average. This gap is smaller when looking at women and men who work at the same job with the same credentials and experience, completing the same level of work. However, the gap is still present even in this case. The Paycheck Fairness Act, enacted by President Obama, was blocked by just 2 votes in the Senate. Many candidates for presidency are now discussing their plans of how they would bring about change with this issue. This is something that will affect us as college students who will soon enter and take over the working world. This is just one example to show you how much the upcoming 2016 election, as well as many other opportunities to vote, will affect your life.
Yes, like one individual vote isn't gonna like change anything, but if everyone had the mindset of my vote doesn't matter, then the votes would be very skewed, so like every vote counts.
Truly make a difference in the world. So, go out and register to vote.